you know, because you've been talking about it all week. So have we. I'm here with Wendy, Coach Malone, a big perk. So first, we were talking about this move being made either within the next 6 days before the trade deadline or waiting until later. Who does it benefit and when?
Yeah, so when you talk to other teams in the league, they definitely are talking to Milwaukee. Milwaukee is listening, but they're not sure what Milwaukee's motivation is to do the deal now. And the reason is because the team that has the most incentive to do something now is Golden State, but their offer really won't change. What they can offer now is what they can offer in the summer. Meanwhile, if the Bucks wait till the summer, they will know what their draft pick is. They will know what the rest of the lottery is. They'll know what the Golden State's draft pick is. They'll know Giannis's health, and the teams who are making offers, several of them can improve their offers when the draft comes. So really, especially since they're not really going anywhere this year, I'm not sure why the Bucks would make this deal now unless Giannis forces it and Giannis is injured.
How about a healthy and happy work environment?
Amen.
How about that to start off?
Well, what if your goal is to lose? What if your goal is to tank?
But what I'm saying is, Wendy, okay, you have the remaining of the season. You know, it's been a dark cloud over that organization. You know how miserable it is to walk into that practice facility every single day? Guys are not speaking. I'm willing to bet everything I have that they're not speaking in that locker room to one another. The vibe, the energy is off. Coach, wouldn't you want this to be over with? Seriously.
Well, I put myself in Doc's shoes, and he's trying to get 17 players to buy into playing winning basketball, to sacrifice, to be a part of something bigger than themselves. Then you got a guy over there who's got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's really hard for a head coach to keep a group together and find ways to move forward. So I understand the organization may want to wait, but if I'm a coach, I want this to be over with so we can start building something significant as soon as possible.
Be that as it may, this transaction will set up the Bucks for the next 5 to 10 years. They got to get it right. They got to maximize it.
I understand that, Wendy, and we're talking about the Bucks. But don't you think Giannis wanted it to happen now? Because didn't you tell me something about his contract extension?
Well, if he gets it done now, he can extend this summer instead of waiting until literally next calendar year. But Giannis would have to force that to happen. And Giannis has sort of tiptoed around this thing for months now. That would be a transition that he has not gone across.
Well, there's too much tiptoeing. Let's go back. We're talking about today, 2021, they win a championship. They have not won a playoff series since 2022. Mike Budenholzer fired. Adrian Griffin brought in, fired. Hired Doc Rivers. No Holiday, no Chris Middleton. Brooke Lopez got the hell out. Like, there's been no continuity, no chemistry as of late. For me, it's clear. The signs are evident. They've got to make an adjustment and move forward post-Giannis.
How much does it benefit them to not win right now?
They have to not win right now. I know that this isn't what anybody wants to hear. With this draft, the value of this draft, they really should tank the rest of the season. And here's the thing. When Giannis doesn't play, frankly, without trying to be offensive, they're not a good team. They will naturally use without Giannis. If they don't trade him, frankly, Giannis shouldn't play again this season.
We mentioned the word tanking, and the NBA doesn't want to ever hear that word, but it happens. And
well, it's really antithetical, right?
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
To what it's supposed to be.
The hardest part about that is how can you as a coach, a leader of the franchise, say one day, hey, today we don't want to win right now. But next week, next season, but hey, now we want to win. When you allow losing into your locker room, I think it's really hard to get that back. And
so you can't just turn it on.
It's a delicate balance. I understand that this is a great draft coming up, and I understand the why, but the players in that locker room, they're competitors. They're pros.
And that was the last straw for Kevin Garnett with the Minnesota Timberwolves. When he walked into the locker room and they told him he wasn't playing, they had like 25 games left in the season because they was trying to tank. And he was like, what you mean I ain't playing? You know what I mean? Like, players, it's in your nature to go out there and try to win games.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And then he went and won a championship.
And teamed up with the big fella over here.
The big fella.
Yeah, we had to get that in,
Could have done without you, Perk.
before we send it back to SportsCenter. A lot more coming up at 7 o'clock on Countdown. Raptors at the Magic, Pistons at the Warriors. Back to you, Kev.
Anna, thank you. We'll see you guys.
Jokic will return to the Nuggets lineup tonight against the Clippers after being out since the end of December. That's when he suffered a bone bruise and hyperextended left knee. The Joker was having another MVP-level season when he went down, averaging almost 30 points per game with 16 triple-doubles. Jamal Murray led the Nuggets with 27.8 points per game when Jokic was out, but Denver's offense still struggled. Before the three-time MVP got hurt, the Nuggets led the league in points per game. In the last 16 games without him, the team's offense dropped to 26.
All right, staying in the NBA for number 4 on that starting 5. Next Thursday, 3 Eastern, NBA trade deadline. All eyes on Giannis Antetokounmpo after Shams reported the Bucks fielding aggressive offers for him. The All-Star is ready to move on. Brian Windhorst speculated on really potential landing spots this week.
The Golden State Warriors are a team that immediately rises to the top of the list. As far as the teams that are out there that can make a straight-up trade with the Bucks, not 2-team, 3-team, 9-team, 12-team trades. You can just make a team versus team trade. The Warriors hold all of their future draft assets. They can trade all of them, up to 4 firsts and swaps and stuff like that. Steph Curry is there. They have immediate need for a star player. This is where this discussion begins, is Golden State, and everybody else, I think, is going to have to try to beat a strong Golden State offer if it comes.
All right, let's bring in our senior NBA writer, my boy, Mark Spears. Okay, Spears, you heard Wendy. According to you, look, how serious are the Warriors about trying to make a deal for Giannis, you think?
I was told the best way to describe it is actively interested. And a lot of teams are certainly actively interested in such a big-time player. Mike Dunleavy Jr., the team's general manager, he's currently in Australia, not for the Australia Open, actually, to scout some players like Kareem Lopez. And when you look at the Warriors' offer, as Brian mentioned, 4 first-round picks, 1 in the coveted 2026 NBA draft. Then you got 2 that are expected to be after Curry's gone, which could mean a better pick. Then you throw in a Kuminga, you throw in a Podziemski, who's from Milwaukee, and dare I say Jimmy Butler, an injured Jimmy Butler in the salary. It certainly could be a very, very attractive offer to the Bucks. And living in the Bay Area, they're certainly buzzing, and they have been buzzing for a while in the hopes of trying to get Giannis in the blue and yellow.
Wow, that would be something. I'll tell you about that. For more on Mark's content, make sure you check out his new article. It's on the Anscape about Scotty Barnes. Just happens to be playing in Game 1 of our
Paolo Banchero and the Magic hosting the Raptors tonight. Banchero coming off back-to-back 30-point games for the first time this season. Magic Raptors tip-off 7:30 tonight on ESPN. The NBA trade deadline is 6 days away, and could we be gearing up for another blockbuster with Giannis? I can tell you one thing, a Bucks trade won't shock everyone like we experienced a year ago when the Mavs sent Luka to the Lakers. The after effect in Dallas cost GM Nico Harrison his job. There's so much at stake in these decisions. Justin Tinsley has more on a potential divorce in Milwaukee.
The inevitable could finally be upon us. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the greatest player in Milwaukee Bucks history, could soon be on the move. The entire league now awaits a trade that should only be described as seismic.
If I got a homie and I know you should break up, and you know you should break up, and everybody knows you should break up, but y'all stay together, I don't want to hear you complain about the relationship anymore.
It was the worst kept secret in the NBA this year. Tensions between franchise and franchise player lived in plain sight all season.
Dame time found a new stomping ground, and it's his old one.
Constant question that Giannis has is, can I win a championship with this roster?
Both sides wanted Giannis to end his career in the same jersey he began it in. But now, the NBA appears headed towards its second blockbuster trade at the deadline in as many years.
The fact is he clearly doesn't want to be there, and you're not going anywhere with him.
Giannis yearns for a chance at more titles, as he should. The Bucks, understandably so, command a king's ransom for the former Finals MVP.
Only the 7th player in the history of the Finals to have a 50-point game.
A hazy fog will soon clear. How long will this take? And what building blocks does Milwaukee receive in return for relinquishing its cornerstone? One move will reshape the entire playoff structure.
KD with Giannis is something to behold. Steph Curry with Giannis, Lord have mercy.
When a force of Giannis's caliber moves, so does the league. We're not talking about rumors anymore. We're talking about far more certainty than uncertainty. So prepare yourself, because very soon, the NBA won't look the same. The only question now is, where does Giannis's new chapter begin?
Justin, thank you. Giannis is the Bucks' all-time leader in points, rebounds, and assists. The only other player who led a franchise in all three categories, LeBron James, Kevin Garnett, and Michael Jordan. For much more, let's send it out to Hannah Storm and the NBA Countdown crew for their thoughts on the future of the Greek Freak.